Hi, my name is Moss, and I've been working on Duck Norris Tales for the past 2.5 years. And today, I need to show you how I turned my messy project into something actually ready for Steam Next Fest. But first, let me tell you what this game actually is, because honestly, it's taken me this long just to figure that out myself. Imagine if Cuphead and Mega Man had a baby duck, gave it steroids and a gun, and sent it on a revenge mission. That's Duck Norris Tales. You play as a duck saving the world from an alien invasion that devastated your homeland and destroyed your favorite ice cream shop. The game is a boss rush experience where you explore a handcrafted world, cleanse the land from evil, solve environmental puzzles, and most importantly, fight one brutal boss at a time. Along the way, you will make friends, discover new weapons, and slowly uncover the truth behind the invasion. There are multiple difficulty levels where you can unlock different achievement portraits, and the game supports both local and online co-op using Steam Remote Play Together. For the Steam demo, I wanted to create the game that I've always wanted to play. A side-scrolling experience packed with boss fights, sprinkled with secrets, and rewarding exploration for those who like to poke around every corner on the map. It's compact but full of heart. But here's where things get interesting, and this is probably the most important decision I've made in bringing this game to life. Actually, four decisions that completely transformed this project into something I'm genuinely excited about. And the first decision was around the beginning of this year. I was sitting on my desk staring at the game design document, feeling absolutely miserable. I spent the first year and a half building Duck Norris Tales as a Metroidvania. Interconnected maps, backtracking, and ability gates. And I hated every minute of it. Not the boss fights, I was having a lot of fun with those. I would lose track designing attack patterns and testing combos all the time. But the level design, the terrain layouts, and all these map system felt like homework to me. And it felt like I was forcing myself to play basketball when all I wanted was to play baseball. And I remember a specific afternoon where I was just working on this map for the past 3 hours trying to make it interesting enough. And I just thought, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I torturing myself? And I did something that was liberating and terrifying where I opened the design document and I slashed the word Metroidvania, crossed it out, and wrote Boss Rush instead. And this one word, that's all it took. Like, I'm one person, no team, no funding, it's just me and the laptop. And I just realized I had two choices. Either build a mediocre Metroidvania with okay bosses and okay levels, or pour everything I have to make an incredible boss rush experience, and the choice became obvious. Could I have eventually made a great Metroidvania? Maybe, but I would have burnt out first. And here's the thing, when you're working solo, burnout is something you try to avoid as much as possible because it's a one-way ticket to not finishing any project. So I leaned into what worked, in creating these intense, memorable battles that just tells you a different story. Once I accepted that and restructured the entire game around it, everything just clicked. And for the demo, I'm including 4 bosses. Not too many, not too few, just enough to show you what Duck Norris Tales is really about. And quick side before we go into the next decision, the demo is live right now on Steam, completely free to play. And every wishlist genuinely helps with visibility for the Steam Next Fest in October, and you can check it out in the description below. Now back to how I almost destroyed my project. So now that I committed making a boss rush game, at the time I already had a few bosses coded, and I mentioned in the previous video that the boss code was just god awful. It was a spaghetti code that was impossible to iterate on. So I spent 4 weeks creating a new system and I called it the Boss Factory. A streamlined codebase that can take a sprite and turn it into a fully functional boss fight. Think of it like building a car chassis. Once you have that foundation, you can swap out the engine, steering wheel, interior, add new tires, but all you need is a solid base, and everything else is interchangeable. Except building that basement, tearing apart 8 months of existing work and reassembling it back into something that made sense. It took a while to get used to, and by the time I coded my 7th boss, I started to get the hang of it. I remember working on this boss, and it taken only 1 week to finish from the grounds up. It was amazing. And this method allowed me to finish 8 bosses this year on top of everything else I've worked on. Bosses that used to take me 3 weeks to code now take me 1 week. The difference was insane. I can adjust the attack patterns, swap sprites, change the difficulty scaling, all without rewriting a core system. Now moving on to the next decision. And this decision came from playtesting other games. And I already mentioned it before that the industry staple and a proven system was making an entire world map around the game, and you can go from one node to another. But one thing that kind of stood out to me was that this system kind of breaks the immersion. So I made another drastic change. I switched the initial vision from having a top-down map to a full-size scrolling exploration. No map screens, no node selections, just you moving through the world, discovering what comes next organically. And this completely transformed how the game feels. Instead of gating progress behind abilities like traditional Metroidvania, you explored everything naturally. You find hidden paths, discover secrets. You never feel like you're above it all, you're grounded in the world. And here's my favorite part about this change. It forced me to completely rethink how I think about the story. Which brings us to the final decision. And I wanted Duck Norris to be mostly a textless experience because I wanted you to interpret the story through your imagination, let the visuals lead you in. So I replaced all the dialogue with comic-style visual sequences, which sounds great in theory until you realize that means I have to draw every single interaction by hand. It's a lot of work, like a lot of work, but it's so rewarding when it works. Imagine talking to an NPC and they don't give you a text box. Instead, get this beautifully illustrated comic that gives you a piece of a puzzle, or hints to a new weapon ahead. Look at this interaction. See how the NPC expression and the body language tell you everything you need to know. No words required. This whole work makes it worth it. I've been treating every aspect of this demo with brutal deadlines, not because I'm some kind of productivity machine, but because I know myself. If I don't set hard deadlines, I'll just keep pushing it back and it will never get done. And sometimes, if you put yourself under pressure, it's the only thing standing between you and actual progress. This demo has been live for a week now, and I'm not gonna lie, seeing people actually play and enjoying it is surreal. After 2.5 years of working on Isolation, getting feedback from real players who aren't my friends or family feels incredible. The feedback has been genuinely helpful. Some people pointed out some balancing issues that I completely missed and suggested a lot of improvements. And obviously some bugs that I couldn't find myself. So I've already patched most of those and got those fixed in. So thanks for everyone who took the time to leave a detailed feedback in the Discord and everyone who left me a review. If you compare this demo to the alpha that I released in 2024, they are completely unrecognizable. The amount of work and polish shows just how much has changed, not just in the game but in understanding what this project should be. This is the game that I wanted to make, and in October during the Steam Next Fest, even more people will get to experience it. So here's what I need your help. If you played the demo, leaving a review would genuinely mean the world to me. My goal for this fest is to hit 100 reviews. I know it's a stretch, so every single review counts. And if you played the demo, let me know in the comments which boss genuinely kicked your ass the hardest. And if you haven't played, it's free on Steam right now and the link in the description. And thanks for sticking with me through this journey. I'm so excited to see what comes during the Steam Fest.
Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and you're interested in optimizing things and becoming better, I've created a new Discord server for like-minded people who wants to take this journey to the next level, and you can find it in the links below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and a comment. It will really help me with the algorithm and help the channel grow. If you enjoyed this video, you'll enjoy this video as well. Thank you so much, and remember, just take it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.